Good morning, Beth and Hai. This is your POQ, we're calling it for short. I'm Mike at Advanced RV, as you know, and this is Ben. And Ben's been involved with doing a lot of the execution of your excellent ideas. And so I wanted today to just give you a little bit of hint of what you're going to see when you come in to pick up POQ.
Well, one of the most enjoyable things I found in this van was to sculpt these little housings in the corner to hold an outlet, two receptacles, a 12 volt and a USB, and then their keypad that controls anything in the van virtually. There's you can't drill in the wall back here. It's a no space. It's very structural. So we had to build these little, I guess, boxes or birdhouses, I guess. I don't know what I called them the corner bananas because they are curved on both sides.
The objective of these curtains, as with all of our curtains, is to have it blackout so that you can be in the van with all this light on and have the curtains up and the curtain across the front, and nobody even knows there's anybody in here. So how did you accomplish that?
Well, you need a sufficient amount of overlap, first of all, and then you need to have the right material. We use the Haynes Blackout, which is actually a 2-layer cloth with a layer of like rubber in between the two to really seal out the light. And that stuff's very thin and lightweight, and it's completely effective at blocking out light. And we use very strong magnets in the wall, and there's steel mates in the curtain, spaced about 6 or 7 inches apart all the way around except for the top, and they hold these curtains very firmly against the wall, and there's a significant amount of overlap all the way around. And you can see the window opening actually is here, following my finger. So you're not going to get any light coming through there.
Did you do anything special to keep these from compressing?
We actually put the magnets flush with the surface of the padding beneath the fabric. So the only thing between the magnet and the curtain is just one layer of the fabric, just the covering fabric.
So you can see the tie backs up there
yeah, you don't see them unless
underneath
you're
the
using
curtains,
them.
and they come out and they magnetically attach. Let's talk a little bit about how this cabinet works. It's got about 5 different functions. It's like a really good Swiss Army knife. There's room behind the driver's seat for legs to go through. So you can sit at the driver's seat and actually put your legs into this compartment.
To access the shower when it's not in the desk mode, this comes up here and latches in place. And there is a separate shower curtain that is suspended from these hooks. Faucet plugs in here, the sprayer nozzle. And this is very strong. I'm 203 pounds and I hung from this completely. Yeah. And it's very, very thoroughly reinforced above and into the framework of the van. Yeah, so then you have your shower function. Everything drains down off the floor. That's a powder-coated aluminum shower pan. And to get the toilet out, here's this latch here that you have to pick up and slides forward. And then the latch will re-engage automatically, hold it in place. We need to use the commode. And there it is. And you can use the shower curtain if you have to, or just ask your buddy to get out the door. And so under here, you can see, now that that's exposed, there's our drain and the vent. And so all the water from the shower will end up in that far back corner. And another request they had was a sort of a laundry basket here that pulls out on a little tray. And this is a canvas bag that Mary made with an aluminum frame in it. So the request was that this could be removed and not be in there and stored somewhere else when the toilet is back. But we figured if we can just put a little handle on the bottom, you can pick this up as you're sliding it shut and it will still stow when the toilet is in place. It doesn't have to stow elsewhere. They also wanted a coat hook or a dryer rod, or drying your clothes rod here. So they need something to hang their shirts and jackets from. So that's this little nubbin. So here's their rod that stores up on the shelf. And one of the constraints here is they also have a bulkhead track that will be here sometimes and sometimes not. So this part of the rod hooks over the lip of the shelf, but without the bulkhead track there, it would be able to move far enough back to fall off the nubbin. So either make the nubbin bigger, which would look silly, or add a little indexing pin here, which locks it in place whether or not the bulkhead curtain track is there. So now they have a place to hang their clothes or laundry when it's drying, or just their jackets to keep them wrinkle free. And another unique request of theirs was to have a bulkhead curtain that could be used in 2 places and in 2 ways. First, to seal off the cab from the rest of the van for nighttime, and then they wanted to be able to place the bulkhead track back here as a divider so Hai can take pictures at night and not disturb his sleeping wife. So
very considerate, Hai.
Yeah.
Very, very nice.
So this is the track, and it separates into two pieces for storage. So you'll have a curtain in each one of these, and this clicks together. There's a magnet that kind of holds it in place, and then when it's back here, these engage the lip of the shelf, and you have your nice track that stays and holds your curtain. So to put it in the back, they got very, very lucky with the geometry here. This distance is almost identical to the distance between the back of the microwave cabinet and the front of the rear shelf. Almost identical. So this rod, unmodified, can now be removed in the dark of the night and slipped into here and then used in the rear of the van instead, where it will drop down. And now, of course, the bottom contour of the curtain will change depending on its location. It goes straight to the ground for the bulkhead mode, and then back here, Janice was able to make the curtain so that it droops all the way past the bed here, and over here it can fold up on itself and attaches to itself with magnets, and then this underside here gets folded back, and underneath this section here attaches to magnet mates recessed into the bottom of the cabinet. So that curtain will be able to slide here and then all the way across there, completely block her off, and hopefully you can keep his shutter finger quiet enough to not disturb her via sound, because you won't do it visibly.
Do you happen to know what the capacity of these supports are? It looks like you could sit about 2 people on this counter.
Yeah. Well, I think the capacity of these is limited by the strength of what they're attached to. Those are some very robust swing-up hinges. But I actually have them T-nutted through with machine screws going to the back, so that entire panel would have to be ripped off in order for this to fail.
And this is another example of how we mount things so that they don't rattle. This goes down to here, and then interference fits to close. Ben, can you show us the extension on the back of the sink cabinet?
Yeah, it's the exact same size, but it fits in the rear, and it does not fold up because there's no room to fold down with the bed being there. So it still has to be heavy duty because this is a very heavy countertop and it has to withstand being used. So Dave, our master fabricator in the back, came up with these slide bolts, pop out and lock into place. And then these, I believe those are 1/2-inch steel rods engaged in these bushings. And then you have your countertop extension, which is just as robust as the one in the front. In fact, even more so. It doesn't, less movement. It doesn't fold. And then it comes out very carefully. It's a nice, very precise fit.
I like what you guys have done with the safety bars too. The bar above the shower, this bar at the sink. Of course, we have the bar at the door. This is a rugged, really well thought out vehicle and well executed, Ben. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you can think of that we want to show?
Show the little shelf up front and the cup holders there.
Oh,
that was a unique little accessory that they requested. And the reason for the peculiar contour is the Hai and Beth requested that they are able to swing their legs around and get out of their seat without removing the shelf. I actually spun my knees around and traced that contour on the sides of the shelf and then around the cup holders, and it kind of took on the profile of an approaching crocodile, but I still think it's pretty neat.
So Ben, thank you. This has been fun watching you think through this with the other guys and Janice and Mary, and we're excited, Beth and Hai, to have you come and pick it up.